Hey there and welcome to another Lessons on Learning. Quick videos, 15 minutes or less, just exploring the different ways in which people learn and how we can use that information to create very effective and engaging sessions for our learners. You know, our role and responsibility as an educator, trainer doesn't end when the class ends. Unless we do something, unless we offer some kind of intervention and help, our learners will often get caught up by old habits and the ravages of time and life, and sooner or later that information that we shared with them is going to deteriorate, degrade and disappear unless we step in and do something. In this video I'm going to share with you 3 very simple actions that you can initiate to really help your learners to hold on and sustain that knowledge that you shared with them long after the class is finished. Let's get started. So there are some steps that we can take and we can encourage our learners to take just to help them sustain the information that we shared with them and to implement it, because that's the key. Unless they kind of implement it and surround themselves with some external support as well, it's highly likely that a huge percentage of the information that we shared with them is pretty much going to disappear. So let's see what we can do to stop that from happening and how we can create sustainability in the knowledge that we shared and help our learners to use the information that we gave them, that they learned. And the first step is pretty obvious, but it does kind of need saying to our learners. We have to encourage our learners to take action, to actually do something and to take some action. And the sooner they do that, the better, really. The sooner they start to implement the information, the skills, the knowledge that we've shared with them, the sooner they'll be able to adapt it and eventually adopt it, and it'll become part of who they are. The key to this is to encourage them to take small steps. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just look at changing one small thing, seeing how that works, seeing if that needs adjusting, and then drip feeding the information in a little bit at a time, over time. Whatever we do, we have to tell our learners, to go back into their workspace or into their daily lives and to just make very small incremental changes. If they try to change too much too quickly, then it's very easy for them to get overwhelmed, for kind of questionable results to come in, and for that little voice inside their head to start saying, you know what, this isn't working, it's too much. So it's really important that we ask them to take steps, but to take quite small steps. And here's the other thing that sounds a little bit out there. Get them to really see the success in those steps and to celebrate the difference that those small changes made. So in other words, really celebrate their wins and make sure that they really recognize the benefit that this new action has given them. The next step is get them or encourage them to connect. And when we say that, we mean connect to some kind of community. Maybe as a trainer, you've created a community yourself. Maybe there's some kind of Facebook communities out there, social media communities, or communities like there is here on YouTube. Or let them know that the people in the class, other people in the class are also part of their community. So get them to connect to that wider community. Connecting to a community like this, it's going to give them a support network. It's going to give them some encouragement. And more importantly, let them know that it's going to hold them accountable. We already know this, but the more you make your intentions clear to other people, the more those people expect on you to deliver on those intentions. And so that kind of holds you accountable. If I tell myself I'm going to run a marathon next year, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if I go around telling all my family and all my friends that I'm going to run a marathon next year, it's highly likely that I'm going to have to follow through on that promise. So create some kind of community yourself, or find where there are communities available that are doing the things that you've taught them to do, or make a community out of the class that you've just taught and encourage each learner to stay connected. For the classes that we teach, we almost always create some kind of community page, either on Facebook or on some other platform, and we keep popping in there. I know it's a cumulative work, but it doesn't take very long to pop in there and to just put some materials in or say hello, and to keep people connected together, because really that's what education does. It creates communities, and as an education leader, we have a certain amount of responsibility to sustain and maintain those communities, to foster them and encourage them. Okay, so the second step is to encourage them to connect to a like-minded community for support and for accountability. And last but not least, this is kind of like down to us as educators. When we mentioned it then, we also have a certain amount of responsibility to provide some form of ongoing support ourselves. So let them know, where can they find some kind of ongoing support. Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute that you need to make yourself available 24/7 and be at everybody's beck and call. Not at all. But there should be some way that perhaps they can try to reach out to you, or at least successfully reach out to you. Certainly in the initial stages of your class finishing, where can they get a hold of you to ask further questions, to clarify some points, or maybe even to share some challenges that they've had? We've said to them, look, take this information. This information really works. These skills and these concepts and these methods really work. So we encourage you to use them. So if they've gone ahead and they've tried to use them and they need a little bit of extra support, we really should be able to try and provide that. So perhaps they can get hold of you through some kind of social media channel. Perhaps there's an email address that's not too intrusive for you, or perhaps you might have something online like through Zoom or Teams where you say, hey, everybody, I'm getting together in 2 weeks. Try out the information that we've shared. Let's get together in 2 weeks and talk about what worked, what didn't, and how we can move forward. But there should be some way that they can get some ongoing support from you, or at least from whatever it is that you represent. So let's have a look at those again. Encourage your learners to take action as quickly as possible. The sooner the better. And remember, encourage them to just simply change one small thing. Do one small thing and see how that works. Most importantly, celebrate the results that you got. Celebrate the wins and celebrate the learning you had. Next, get them to connect to a wider community. Get them to provide encouragement, to seek encouragement, and to also use that community to hold them accountable to fulfill the promises that they made to themselves during that class. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change. I'm going to do something differently. So connect them to a wider community. Create a community of like-minded learners. And last but not least, this is on us. Get them to access some kind of ongoing support from you and show them where they can get some kind of encouragement, answers to questions, help with any kind of challenges that they might have as well. Look, I hope that helps, my friends. Again, thank you for watching Lessons on Learning. If there's anything about this video that you're not sure of, or indeed any of the videos that you're not sure of, drop me a message, drop a little comment. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like. And of course, I say this every time, please subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with any friends or colleagues that you think would benefit. It would really help for us to create a community on here. And of course, if there's anything at all that I can help you with, if there's a video that perhaps I can put together that helps you with a particular challenge, let me know, because I promise you, you're not the only one with that challenge. And any video that you suggest, I'll put something together for that, and I'm sure it will benefit lots of people, and I thank you for doing that in advance. All right, so listen, stay in touch, my friends, and I'll see you again soon on another episode of Lessons on Learning. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.